Hi, Stacy here with Limelight AZ. So today's post is not so much about Lyme, although it does involve Lyme, and more about God, or as I call him, Yahweh. So, anybody who actually knows me personally knows that I have like this major Facebook addiction. It's probably the only addictive thing that I have in my life. I can cut out food. I can cut out. I've never been addicted to drugs. I've never had any other issues that I felt like were problems in my life that stemmed from addiction. But seriously, Facebook, no joke, is a major addiction for me. I have had an on-off relationship with Facebook for years. So last week I got pretty severely depressed. Well, maybe a week and a half ago, pretty severely depressed. And I knew that Facebook was just making it worse. So I ended up just randomly deactivating my account, and I have another account that I'm using that's for staying connected with the venom people and stuff. But my personal account, the one that I use for connecting with friends and most other groups and all of that, I ended up just deactivating. I didn't warn anybody. I just did it. I figured, what's the purpose of warning people, because they're not going to see it once I deactivate anyway. So, worried a bunch of people. Had people contacting me wondering either if I had deleted them or if I was okay, because they knew that I'm kind of going through a lot right now. So, worried a bunch of people. And then day before yesterday, decided to try to go back to Facebook after being gone for a week. And I can't do it. My emotions and my ability to cope with just general life outside of my house is pretty non-existent right now. And so I posted and said that I was going to be not on Facebook, but I'm not deactivating. But here's your note about where I am. And I just, God has been directing me for quite some time to not put other things in front of him. And Facebook is my biggest problem. I tend to just spend my days scrolling through my phone, waiting for new stuff to pop up on Facebook, instead of really diving and focusing on what God has to tell me about His Word, about my life. I've been using the excuse in my own head that it's just because I'm depressed, or just because I am too tired, or that my brain isn't functioning. But really, it's just, I think sometimes I try to avoid God, for lack of a better term, just because I am afraid what He's going to do in my life next. And it's always chaotic, or it feels chaotic at the time, because He knows what He's doing, but I don't. But it doesn't seem to have mattered right now, because my life is still chaotic with the Lyme disease and job changes and moving and all of that, even if I'm not reading my scriptures, or even praying as much as I'd like to. So I decided last night to go ahead and get off Facebook again, and from this point forward, actually really focus on God. Honestly, I don't know how, as awful as all of the therapy sound, I don't know how I'm going to be able to get through it without leaning on Him. So I've decided that I need to just focus on that. I'm going to listen to music that's uplifting. I'm going to listen to sermons when I don't feel good. Read my Bible, of course. And possibly, instead of writing like I normally would about my feelings and about scripture and whatnot, just doing these YouTube videos. Maybe of interest, maybe not to people. I don't know. I don't care. The people that'll need it will find it, and the people that don't won't. So, or we'll just move on to one of the other videos or one of the other channels. It's a God deal. He does what He wants with people and directs them where they need to go. So, anyways, honestly, my heart is that I want to do God's will. But I'm just not putting my money where my mouth is with that. I am not investing the time and effort into reading the Bible and praying and doing the things that I know I should be doing to let God lead me. And instead I've been wasting time on Facebook or watching movies or TV shows or whatever to just avoid God. And obviously that's not going to work, especially if I want to try to get through this. And bee venom in particular sounds like it's actually really, really awful, especially in the beginning. And I need to get my head on straight and focus on God rather than focus on the things that are distracting me from God. I posted, I think, 2 or 3 videos ago about a sermon that was done the first night that I attended our new church. And it really struck home about not putting other things before God or before your relationship with God. And I decided I really just need to focus on God and my health, obviously my family, but stop having the distractions that I've been having. So I don't know that there's really much to this. Oh, wait, yeah. I'm telling you, Lyme brain. So one of the things I wanted to tell you about was that, last night I was crying and upset and talking to my husband and saying, I'm finding out that people are having histamine issues a year and a half into bee venom therapy, and now I'm scared that maybe this is not the right route to take. But it seems the most probable, honestly. It really does seem to be the best option out there out of all the different therapies, and the one that's most likely to actually heal me as opposed to just put me in remission. So, but now that I've got everything that I need, the sauna blanket and the bee house showed up yesterday, and so now that I've got everything that I need, it's actually like time to get going with the bee venom. And then I have this thing that I'm learning about the histamine issues, especially at the beginning and about a year and a half in, and if I should be concerned about that, if I'm going to be able to make it through, starting to have doubts. And then I woke up this morning, and first of all, I contacted the people that are going to be supplying me bees that are local. And they are going to be blessing me with being able to give me bees and not charging an arm and a leg for it. So we can just go and pick them up and not worry about a high cost. Even though it's not, the bees aren't that much, but even with that, the cost for a family that has no income coming in right now is pretty high. And so, but my brother has been able to be eliminated from the factor of having to pay for it, so it's not a burden on him. And it's turned into an enormous blessing. My brother was more than willing to pay for it, and I'm so thankful. He's bought all the other stuff that I need for the bee venom. But it's nice knowing that now that he's blessed our family with the things that we need, that any continuing from here will be blessed by the bee people. So that's been an enormous blessing. And then I also found out in one of the groups that there was an actual article put out about histamine issues with bee venom and what the potential causes are, and that it's not likely due to bee venom. So that put me at ease about that. And it's like, as soon as I listened to Yah about what I need to do in my life, like stopping Facebook, then he provides me with the things that I need. And so that was the encouragement I needed, was having the confirmation about the bees and getting the bees this morning, and then about the histamine thing, which I was just discovering and talking with somebody about yesterday, and now all of a sudden I've got more information about that kind of puts that at ease. So, and then on top of that, I learned, I had a couple vitamins that I was suspecting that might be causing me more issues rather than helping me. And so I was able to zero in on what those vitamins were and why through this article about the histamine stuff. So it's just kind of pulling together, and I am beyond thankful. I don't understand why Yah has given me this burden, and I don't understand what is going to pan out from it and how it's going to glorify him. But I do know that it will glorify him. It may not be the way that I would like. I mean, I don't like being in pain, and I don't like literally hobbling to the bathroom and taking 5 times to try to get off of the bed to standing position. And I don't like not being able to pick up my 1-year-old, and I don't like not being able to handle the other kids, and I don't like any of this stuff. But I know that God has a plan with it and is going to be using it for his good. So I just keep leaning on that. And then the more I lean into Scripture and the more I lean into his word, the more that I know that he'll reveal to me, and that I will be lifted up emotionally through the trials that are ahead. So I think that's enough rambling for one day, or at least for one morning. So I hope you guys are blessed. Have a good day.